Wait, but let's come back to you. So why are men trash?
Maybe not all men. I just haven't really, I feel like
Most men.
I don't really have like a distinct like, oh, I like this type of guy, like this kind of hair, this kind of style, whatever. I think like a lot of people that come to Santa Barbara or just like in this area kind of more having to like have a good time, and even if you try to make it more than a good time after like a small period of like maybe a month or two, it just kind of crushes down to the same like, oh, it's not really like gonna work out, they're not looking for anything serious. That's been my experience, and I've lived here, this is my 3rd year here, so yeah.
What are you looking for?
I personally do want a relationship, but I don't think right now is the right time.
Why?
If I met the right person, then I would. If it checks all the boxes, then yes.
What are your boxes that need to be checked?
Goal-oriented, ambitious. I honestly like a competitive personality. Like, if you're not very competitive, I don't know. I like competitive, I guess. Very family oriented. I feel like if people like aren't really family oriented, I feel like that's kind of a red flag for me, just because I'm super family oriented.
Are there any physical requirements on your list?
Even though I may be like 5 feet tall, nothing less than 5'10". Nothing less. That's just like, even though I am 5 feet tall, right? Imagine somebody that's only like 5'4". I would look like I'm in a middle school relationship. That just looks so weird.
R.I.P.
You know,
5'4"
like,
dudes.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Not gonna make it.
No.
NGMI.
That's not gonna work.
So, okay, you think that men here are trash. And
Not all men. Maybe most.
Okay.
Not all.
So I want to ask the rest of the women, because a few of you seem to echo a little bit what she said. Do you agree with that sentiment?
That men are trash?
Sure.
I would say for the most part, yeah.
Is this a blanket statement? Like just generally men are trash? Or
Yeah, just
men here.
Just general, men are trash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why? You need to articulate why.
Why are men trash?
Just because they're men, honestly.
Just because they're men.
Just because they're men. I don't know. I just feel like they just are most of the time.
You see how far the termites have spread and how long and well they've dined.
Okay, but so why? Give us some reasons.
Yeah, give me some qualities. What makes men trash?
I would just say like disrespectful, selfish, for the most part.
Do you think it's disrespectful to call men trash?
Do you think it's disrespectful?
I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
Okay,
Would you
then
think
I
it was
guess yes.
Would you think it's disrespectful if I said women are trash?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
So are you respectful? Would you
I think I am.
to men?
Yeah.
Even if they're
Except
trash?
that's that trash statement, but
What would make men not trash? How can we make men great again in your mind?
Make men great again. 2020.
I don't know. I think
What'd you say?
Not gonna make men great again, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's like more of like personal experience. Like you come across someone who kind of like goes above and beyond. Sorry. Like your perspective on people. So I think I'd need like a really great man to kind of like be like, oh yeah, men aren't trash. You know?
Do you
So
think
would
you're a
you
great
say-
woman?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a great woman, but
But you'd want a great man?
no, I didn't say that. I just said like that's what I would need to like change
That's what
my
she needs to change
perception.
her
Okay.
perception.
Yeah.
Would you say if you met the right guy, he would have to prove that he's not trash to you?
No, I think like most of the time when I meet someone, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm not gonna assume automatically they're trash, but just like personally over the course of my life, my like general consensus would be so far men are trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you met a great guy who had those qualities that you're describing, do you think your experience with that one great guy would change your perception of men in general? Do you think you'd still consider men trash if you met that one great guy who wasn't trash?
I I don't know. I think if anything, it might be skewed a bit. I don't know if it'd completely change it, but it might get a bit more positive.
Do you have a father?
Yes.
Is he trash?
I'd like to not answer that question.
Do you have a brother?
So that's a yes. That's a yes.
You don't have a brother?
No.
Any male cousins or anything?
I have like one, but he lives in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is there room for a lot of improvement in your relationship with your dad? And maybe how he treats you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think... So I used to think that women were trash based on my experiences with some of the women in my family. And that was something that took me a while to get over. Do you think that your perception of men has been colored by your relationship with your dad?
I definitely think it could be. I haven't like really looked into it that much, but like hearing it, I'm like, yeah, probably.
That's fair.
Do you think it would be sexist to say that women are trash? Would that be a sexist statement?
No, because I do think that there are women that are trash, but not
Well,
all
sure,
women.
there are both men and women who
Both,
are
yeah.
trash. But to broadly say that men are trash or women are trash.
I did correct myself. I said the men in Santa Barbara, specifically.
That's a decent amount of men there.
Not generally speaking, because I know a lot of great guys, just not in Santa Barbara.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
to her point, like a lot of the dudes in Santa Barbara that are in your guys' age demographic are complete fuckboys that just want to run through as many chicks as possible, aren't looking for relationships. Seen a lot of dudes I knew when I was in college break a lot of girls' hearts. So, you know, it's a thing here.
There's lots of guys in Santa Barbara, but there's very few men, for sure.
Facts.
Yeah, I would say that.
Cheers to that.
I would
bro.
say
I would
that there's
say-
a lot of more pretty women than there are attractive men here as well.
Do you guys agree with that statement?
Yeah.
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 There's more pretty women than there are attractive men.
Yeah.
So
That's-
you're talking looks.
Yeah, looks wise.
That's interesting because I've heard girls on previous podcasts that you've done say there's a lot of attractive guys here.
Well, is that because women grade men more harshly when it comes to look than do men grade women harshly?
I think it's type.
I think women.
As well.
I think men grade women harshly. Like they think it's like a build a woman whenever they want somebody like a girl or something. Like they want a specific type of body, they want specific color hair, and it's just something they want to change a person into.
Do you think they just have like a preference that they'd rather stick to?
Well, like
Is
it's
there anything wrong with that?
there's anything wrong with it. It's just as long as you're like being respectful. But when they get to the point where it's disrespectful and rude, then it's yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I think in general, women grade men far more harshly on physical traits than men grade women. So,
Yeah, like you said earlier, you want a guy that's at least 5'10", so pretty much 6 foot, right?
wait,
But
five.
if I like,
5'10",
Wait,
I'm
least a little
small,
bit.
so I don't know. I just think me being small, and if there's a guy that's maybe 5 inches taller than me, that just looks a little childish because I'm so small.
do you think it's a little childish to have a height requirement for your dating?
I'm not saying like, well, I don't know.
She's allowed to have her
just am
preferences.
I guess,
saying
yeah.
it's
There's
a
nothing wrong.
preference.
There's nothing wrong.
Would
I'm
you
She's
just-
allowed to
rather
have
have a
she's
girl
allowed to
that's
have her
tall?
preferences
I
just
don't
like we're allowed to have our preferences.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
fair.
how you most likely would want a girl to be a little bit shorter than you, or I don't know. Some
Yeah, I feel
people like
intimidated,
some
for
people.
sure.
Some guys like girls that are around the same height. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a preference for height.
Mhm.
yeah, like I would want a taller guy. I'm 5'10", so I would want a dude that's taller than 5'10".
So wait, it's okay to have a height preference, right?
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's fully okay to have a height preference.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question for you. Would you take issue with a guy who has a weight preference? So a guy who says,
No.
I don't want to date a woman who weighs more than 120 pounds.
No.
Okay, fair enough.